Welcome, candidates, to the lesson. We will continue with the subject communication skills. We will, in today's lesson, study the subtopic business letters. In this lesson, we define the meaning of business letter. We'll explain the purpose and the objectives of business letters. Then lastly, we will explain the different types of business letters. So let's first define business letters. Now, before I define business letters, candidates, businessmen and businesswomen have to communicate with their customers, with suppliers, with debtors, with creditors, with the public officials. They may also require to communicate with the public at large in order to exchange ideas and also send and receive information. And that communication can be done through business letters. So a business letter, we can say then, is a letter from one company to another, or from a company to customers, clients, and other external parties for various commercial purposes. So a company can write a letter to another company. A company can write a letter to its customers, to its clients, to its debtors, can write a letter to the government, and the purpose is to exchange information. The purpose is commercial. That's why we are calling business letters. These are commercial letters. They are written for commercial purposes. Business letter. And candidates, business letters serve various objectives. Objectives. What are the objectives of writing business letters? The first obvious objective is to convey a message. To convey a message. To convey a message. Business letters are written in order to convey certain messages, and that means giving information or seeking information or acknowledging receipt of information. It may also include making an appointment or even receiving or forwarding information or documents. So business letters, one objective of writing a business letter is to convey a message. It can be of any form, and we'll be discussing some of these types of messages as we progress in our lesson. The second objective is to have a permanent record. Business letters provide a permanent record for the future. Business letters are used as a permanent record for the future or for future reference. Business letters can also be used as valuable evidence. Business letters can be used as valuable evidence in the event of legal disputes. Number 4, the fourth objective of writing business letters is to provide an opportunity to build or enhance goodwill. To enhance goodwill of business, or what we call a good reputation. Business letters can be written so that the reputation of a business can be enhanced. So these are some of the objectives of writing business letters. I'm now going to discuss the purposes of business letters. Now, candidates, all types of business letters serve important and multidimensional purposes. And I'm going to discuss a few of these purposes. Number one is to exchange information. To exchange information. Business letters are used to exchange communication. The main purpose, candidates, of a business letter is to exchange information that is related to a business. And through business letter, business organizations collect and convey business-related information. The second purpose is to establish business relationships. Business letters are written to establish business relationships by exchanging information through business letters. New business relationships can be established with various parties existing, and that can strengthen the business. Business letters can be written to establish business relationships. Business letters can also be written to make inquiries. To make inquiries. Candidates, another important objective of writing a business letter is to make inquiry about people, about products, about prices, about availability of products, and so on. And with the expansion of business operations of a business, business letters may also increase. As the business expands, the company will have to write many letters, especially when it comes to making inquiries about supplies, about raw materials, about many aspects as it may seem necessary. The fourth purpose of writing business letter is to take a decision, to take decisions. Business letters are written, I can say, in order to take certain decisions. Taking right decisions require candidates accurate information. Since business letters collect information from reliable sources, then executives can take the right decision using such information. You can also say to place orders, to place orders. You can use business letters to place orders. Now, candidates, a common purpose of writing business letter is to place order for goods, and within that letter, the company can specify the quantities, the quality, the price, the payment method, and so on. 5 is to create goodwill. Business letters may be written to do what? To create goodwill. Now, candidates, goodwill is an important asset for any business. So businesses can create goodwill by writing letters like order confirmation letters, like inquiry letters, replying to inquiry letters, and so on. So by way of letters, the goodwill or the reputation of a business can be created. Number 6 is to save time and cost, to save time and cost. Now, saving time and cost of communication is another objective of writing business letters, because a business letter can be written and be posted, or it can be written and be sent via email. That can reduce or save time and cost. To expand markets, number 7, to expand markets, business letters can be used to expand markets. And how is that possible? Now, through writing various business letters, like inquiry letters and circular letters, business organizations can create new markets for their products, So these are some of the purposes of writing business letters. So in our today's lesson, candidates, we are going to conclude this lesson by discussing the various types of business letters. Types of business letters. So common types of business letters include, number 1, letter of inquiry. Letter of inquiry is one type of a business letter, and by definition, candidates, a letter of inquiry represents a request for further information. Just request for further information. Where a business requires information, can be on the price or on any matter from another company or from a government agency, then a letter of inquiry can be used for that purpose. The second type is follow-up letters. Follow-up letters or letter is another type of business letter, follow-up. Now, follow-up letters are sent to promote or monitor a previous communication. For example, a meeting or an interview or a sales order. They can also be used to get feedback on a schedule or requirements or effectiveness of some kind of activity or service. So a follow-up letter is similar to a letter of inquiry in that fundamentally it is still a request for further information, just a follow-up, all right? Following up. It can be following up on a certain matter. Maybe there was an interview that was conducted, or there is a matter that required further information, and so on. So a letter of inquiry, I've said, is sent to promote or to monitor a previous communication. So if there is a previous communication and the transaction is not concluded, then a follow-up letter can be done in respect to the prior communication. The third type is covering letter. Covering letter. Now, a covering letter is a letter sent with or a letter explaining the contents of another document. And an example of a cover letter is a cover letter that is used to accompany a report. So when writing a report, you can attach a cover letter. And that cover letter that accompanies a report can include a list of all accompanying documents. So that's an example of a cover letter. Another example of a covering letter could be attaching a cover letter to a consignment of damaged stock that is being returned to a supplier. And that cover letter would explain which specific order number, the specific order number of the goods that were damaged. And it can also describe the contents and specify the quantity of each type of goods that is included in the consignment of the damaged goods. So cover letters are many. I've given you just 2 examples. Another type of business letter, number 4, acknowledgement letter. Acknowledgement letter. Now, acknowledgement letters are meant to acknowledge that the company has received an item from someone, or that the company is aware of a fact, or the company is aware of an error. Okay, so it's just to acknowledge. They can also be a letter to just acknowledge the receipt of another letter, acknowledge a certain fact. Acknowledgement letter. 5, adjustment letters. Now, an adjustment letter, as the name suggests, is normally sent in response to claim or in response to a complaint. Now, if the adjustment letter is in the customer's favor, then it's important to begin the letter with that news, with the good news. All right? But if it is not in the favor of the recipient, then it's important to check the tone of the letter so that the tone or the words of the letter are just factual. The letter you should keep the tone to one of factual, and let the customer know that you understand the problem, so that you avoid what we call burning of bridges. You should use such a letter to build goodwill or to build a relationship of the recipient, rather than breaking it, because we said an acknowledgement letter can either be in favor of the one who's receiving it or not. Adjustment letter. Then there is order letter or order letters, number 6. Order letters. Order letter. What is an order letter? Candidates, order letters are sent by customers to a manufacturing company, or are sent to retailers, or are sent to wholesalers in order to order for goods or services. If you require goods or services for a certain company, then you write an order letter requesting for the goods or services. And the letter must contain specific information such as the model number of a product, or the name of the product, the quantity desired, the expected prices, and so on. Order letters. We can have sales letters and many other types of letters. So these are some of the types of letters that are used in business. So that will mark the end of today's lesson, where we've just studied business letters. We defined business letter. We have outlined the objectives of business letters. In this lesson, we've also explained the purpose of writing business letters, then the types of business letters. I'll give you one question. assignment. Outline 5 purposes of writing business letters. Thank you for choosing to study with us. We'll learn more in our next session. Goodbye. God bless you.